Hello and welcome to another outdoor video vlog that's actually an indoor video vlog. I'm up in Glasgow and behind me you can see the River Clyde that runs through this wonderful city. And last night we're at the, I think it's called the Ovo Arena in Glasgow. Their big venue. Looks like a giant UFO when you actually sort of walk up to it. It's an amazing venue. First time I've been there. And we went to see the Priest, Saxon, Uriah Heep triple biller there. I've got to confess, Helen was more enthusiastic about it than me, because I have seen these bands before a few times over the years, quite a few times in fact. But I thought, it's a new venue and give it a shot, see what it's like. And I'm really pleased that she sort of turned my mind to go and watch it. It was quite an amazing night, to be honest with you. Apparently there was like 160 years of band history on those with those three bands. That's amazing. That must be some sort of record for a bill. It must be some sort of record for a rock bill anyway. It was incredible. So Uriah Heep went on first, and they were a bit late. It was the first night of the tour. It's like a world tour, the Invisible Shield World Tour for Priest and that. And I presume they're taking Saxon and Uriah Heep with them everywhere. I don't know. Couldn't confirm that for sure, but that's how it came across anyway. And there's a few technical problems, so they were late going on. So they only did about 20 minutes, which hardly seemed it worth them turning up, to be honest with you. But they did manage to cram in an awesome version of Gypsy. What a crunching riff that is to that song. Like. But Mick Box, I had to look it up. I had to Google his age. He's 77 in June. He's 77 years old. And he was going around that stage as sprightly as ever. It was amazing. I never heard him miss a beat on the guitar. Like, what a rock legend. So for me, there was 3 rock legends on in that gig, and he was the first one there. Absolutely amazing. I'd love to have heard more. And vocalist Bernie Shaw, Canadian guy, he's absolutely excellent. Definitely Uriah Heep, definitely still a relevant band. It's definitely worth checking out if they're ever in your neck of the woods. Very, very good. Saxon came on, and they came on time, and they had a lot of lights and PA there. I mean, there was, no mucking about there. Priest, I think they're all mates. These 3 bands, they've toured with each other before, and they're all getting good sound and lights. All 3 bands and that. But Saxon, they had an absolutely epic sound in there. Absolutely epic. Biff Bifford, second legend of the night, rock legend. Obviously, he's not going to be the sort of force he was when Saxon first started, but to say his powers are diminished, if they're diminished, it's not by very much. He was amazing. He had the crowd in the palm of his hands. Like, he was that's just so natural, that guy. And there was a funny part where he was talking about the legendary Glasgow Apollo. And Saxon, obviously, in the heyday, played there a few times. And he described it as a fantastic, I don't want to use the swear word, but SHIT hole. And that got a big round of applause. Brian Tatler's coming on guitar now. Paul Quinn's retired from live play, but apparently he's still helping out with the recording and that. I'll just move you around and see a bit more of the Clyde. There are people coming out of the rooms, so apologies for any extraneous noise here. I'm trying my best to film in this quiet part of the hotel. Yeah, so Brian Tatler's coming. He's and in the live sense, he's replaced Paul Quinn. Paul Quinn, highly underrated and underappreciated guitar player in my opinion, but I think he's just had enough of all the travelling. But Tatler, a legend in his own kind of right, really, with Diamond Head, but he's come in and he's given that band a right real kick up the arse. He really has. There was a fire and energy in that band that I have not seen since really the 80s. They really did give it some beans. His style just suits that band perfectly, and he's playing like like the traditional Gibson guitars as well, like the Les Pauls and V's and that. And I don't know, that sounds just perfect for Saxon. I thought, you know, the second song in, Motorcycle Man, I mean, they really did go for it and nail it. Brilliant, they were really, really good. That's the best I've seen that band since back in the 80s. I can't lie. Superb. And I thought I was done with Saxon, to be honest with you, but no, still good, still relevant, and the new material was good as well. So yeah, it's great to see, and great to see some young faces in the crowd. It wasn't just when I say young, I'm not just talking about people in the 20s and 30s. There was like people taking the kids there, and maybe the grandkids, like, and all got the t-shirts on and stuff like that. You know, it was you know, all the sort of merchandise stuff. It was really cool. Yeah, it was an amazing night, to be honest with you. But on to the final band, Judas Priest. So Richie Faulkner there, he nearly lost his life when he had his near fatal heart attack on stage and that. And Rob Halford's had his well documented problems over the years. Just moving you around, there's not a lot to see around there. I'll get back on the river, like, and you know, Priest were a band I've sort of grew up with, really. It's a band where I'm thinking, you know, I just would hate to see any sort of major decline, because I've loved that band so much over the years. But I'm happy to say that they were absolutely on fire. Any thoughts that Rob Halford can't cut it anymore are absolute nonsense. If you read anything like that, it's absolute nonsense. He's absolutely on fire last night. And Victim of Changes, that was an absolutely epic version of Victim of Changes and that. And there's those bits where he sings the high octave notes. I mean, he screams them and that. And the one note he hit so high and so hard and so well, it just went straight through your ears and your brain. It was unbelievable. So yeah, I was there with Helen, like, we're watching it. I was just willing him to hit those notes, and he did. Like, it was one of those moments. I had a bit of a moment there when Rob did that. So brilliant. Richie Faulkner was amazing as well. He plays most of the guitar lead parts now. So he's doing like Glenn and KK's parts, really. And the other guy just does the occasional thing. But Beyond the Realms of Death, that was an awesome version of that. And Richie Faulkner nailed Glenn Tipton's solo absolutely brilliantly. It was one of the best live solos I've heard in a long time. Really, really good. They kept things simple, the Priest. They didn't go over the top with the stage set. The actual song listing was really, really, you know, it was a back to basics in some ways, but it wasn't as obvious as you might think. So we've got Saints in Hell, amazing version of Saints in Hell. Oh God, I can't think some of the other stuff. Yeah, Love Bites. I don't know if I've ever seen them perform Love Bites before. That was really kind of quirky, but great to hear. Yeah, it was just one of those ones where you just thought, yeah, nice. Well, thanks for playing some of that stuff again. I mean, you got all the hits and all the faves as well, but they ended on an awesome version of Painkiller, which was just unbelievable. So yeah, all in all, it was very well worth going, and it was a very enjoyable night. And it wasn't just really about nostalgia for me. It was all three bands were really on it, and the musicianship and everything was absolutely brilliant. So just remains for me to say, thanks for watching. Stay safe, keep well, and I'll see you all later, guys. Bye.